Here with men's track coach Ed Beathea. Ed, your indoor season opens up with the Buckeye Classic Friday, January 10th here at French Fieldhouse. Field events start at 4, admission is free. Please talk about tomorrow's meet and maybe some track and field fans in Columbus that just want to come out and enjoy some track and field here.
Well, tomorrow we need to get going to start our season off, really a dress rehearsal for the Penn State meet next weekend. We have a couple of teams coming in on the men's side and a few more than that on the women's side. Don't expect that it's going to be an overly competitive meet, which is not what we necessarily need to have at this point. I think that we'll have a couple of events that will be pretty competitive, but really short of that, we're wanting to kind of get dressed in our uniforms, get warmed up, go through our warm-ups, go through the motions of a real meet, just to kind of get that first meet feel off of us.
And as you go into the indoor season, you go into Penn State, you mentioned next week, Saturday meet. What's your outlook on the indoor season? You're trying to improve off of last year, and then can you highlight specifically on some of the guys that you're looking for points from this year?
Sure, yeah. So what we're hoping is that our sprint hurdle area is probably going to be a strength for the team. We've recruited and signed a couple of talented young throwers that we're hoping to develop, that will help us this indoor season. Our distance area, we're hoping we'll get some support from there, and we know that a couple of our field events, we graduated some really talented guys, Mark Hartfield, Corbin Smith, some of those guys. So we know that we've got to really be productive. We've got to really work as a unit in the sprint hurdle area. Tim Faust in the 60 and the 200 is a guy who plays for us, was Big Ten champion last year. Champ Page in the 400 was another guy that really ran well for us indoor, ran on our relay. Demoy Bogle was a national qualifier indoor in the hurdles. We've got Donovan Robertson will be running this season as a redshirt freshman in the hurdles. So we're really hopeful that that group will really be the backbone of the team, and we're really hoping that guys like Aaron Zadella and Dylan Dyke, although Dylan we're going to redshirt probably. J.C. Moraski was another guy that plays for us. Cody Marshall's a senior in the pole vault. We're hoping that some of those guys will also really blossom to be able to help the team this indoor season. Where we will be this indoor season, I don't necessarily know yet, but what I do know is that we've had a lot of talk this off-season about competing as a team, working as a unit, being accountable to each other, having a higher expectation for the guys that are going to be competing for us, letting the other teams know that we're in the facility, letting them know that Buckeyes are here to get some work done. And so that's what we're expecting. That's what I'm hoping to see some tomorrow, is some energy, some excitement, some guys really ready to get going to see where they're at from a competitive standpoint.
And you touched on some of these guys already, but from some of the new guys coming in, your recruiting classes have been ranked pretty high the last couple of years, 2nd last year, 6th this year. Can you touch on kind of what goes into landing those classes and when Buckeye fans can expect to see some results from some of those younger guys?
Yeah, you know, we were really fortunate to get a number of guys that we wanted last year that were top 10 guys, ranked top 10 in the country in their events. You know, Lamar Bruton was 46.2 out of high school, and I think that he's really going to help us in the open 400, and I think he'll really be a solid leg for us in the 4x4, and my hope is that he'll show some of that tomorrow. The two throwers, Aaron Zadella and Dylan Dyke, were really solid recruits for us last year in that class, and largely it was the hard work of Coach Allen and Coach Richardson, really reaching out to those guys at early on in the process, getting into their homes, talking to them, making them feel comfortable with the program, bringing them on campus, and the student athletes did a really nice job of making them want to be a part of the family and a part of the program. So you're really excited about what those guys can potentially do, and I think that by the end of January, beginning of February, once we kind of get back to that real competitive form that we left at Christmas, I think you'll start to see some better results.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.